The key function found within the FP tab in the global folder will allow you to make a key signal for your scene. So if your scene needs to be keyable, this is the way you can do it. And there are a couple options for the key signal. So let's drag an object down here and we'll explore some of the options for the key signal. So first I'm just going to scale this rectangle up here and let's throw a material on it so that we can see it a little bit better. And now I'm going to go back and grab my key signal and just drag it right onto this container. When I click on the key signal and go into the key editor, a couple options that we have here. Now below the trash can in the center gutter aisle, we have this little key button. This key button shows us the key signal. So if I turn it on right now, it shows us the key signal. If we're back up in the key editor, the first option we have here is draw RGB. It's on by default. If I turn this off, it turns our rectangle off, but the key signal still stays active. So if we turn on the key button, the key signal is still there. It's just turning off the RGB values of this rectangle. There's also an option here for draw key, which is on by default. If I turn this off and then come down and turn on my key, you can see there's no more key signal associated with it. So it turns off the key signal. There's an option here for automatic alpha. If I turn this on, what it does is enables the alpha percentage here, and we can adjust the alpha percentage. So if we turn our key signal on and come back here and adjust our alpha percentage, you can see how it affects the key signal this way. Alpha as key only takes the alpha value of the object and renders the key with this alpha value instead of the attached key function. So if we have an image here that has a key function attached to it, such as this, it's going to use this alpha value of this image to draw the key signal. So you can see this image here has an alpha attached by this little icon underneath the actual icon itself. So the next option within key signal is render mode. So we have an add, blend, subtract, and reverse subtract. So to see what happens here, we're going to use a couple different images here. I'm going to map an image here, and I'm also going to copy this and we'll map another image here and move one of them to the side. So I'm going to go onto my key and turn my key signal on, go into my key editor here, and our render mode is set to add by default, but if we change this to blend, you can see how that changes the key signal there. And if we change it to subtract and reverse subtract, you can see how it affects our key signal. So this is something you'll need to experiment with as far as what render mode you want your key signal to be on. Now, we dropped both our key signals on the individual containers. When you're working within Vizrt Artist, what you can do is, rather than dragging them on each individual container and having Viz render every key signal on the container, what we can do is group our containers and then just drop the key signal on one main group. So no matter how many containers you have, if you throw them all in a group and you throw the one key signal on the top level group, it's going to key everything below that group. So this could save you time, effort, and performance when working with your key signal.